The twin suns burned hot over the alien desert, their light pouring across endless dunes of shifting red sand. The air shimmered with heat, and each gust of wind carried sharp grains that stung against the skin. A human man walked beside a young alien girl, her delicate features glowing under the strange light, her eyes bright with nervous energy. She led him across the dunes in silence, her hands clutching the edges of a silver cloak. Finally, they reached a rise, and from the top he saw it a massive pyramid, half buried in the sand, stretching higher than any human building he had ever seen. The human's breath caught, his eyes wide. It was not like the pyramids of Earth. This one shimmered with a strange metallic sheen, its surface etched with lines that pulsed faintly with light. The alien girl lowered her head and whispered, "This place is forbidden." Her voice trembled. "My people have feared it for centuries. Some say it is cursed. Others say it holds a power that could destroy us all." The human's curiosity only grew stronger, his steps carrying him closer even as she reached out to pull him back. The desert floor rumbled as they neared, a deep vibration humming through the sand. The pyramid seemed to awaken at his presence, lines of light curling across its face like veins of fire. The girl gasped, her heart racing. No, it should not respond like this. It never has before. The human raised his hand slowly, his palm brushing against the warm stone. At that touch, the entire structure shook, a thunderous sun rolling across the valley. A seam of golden light carved itself across the front of the pyramid, and with a grinding roar, a hidden door opened, revealing a dark passage leading inside. The alien girl stumbled backward in shock, her silver cloak fluttering in the wind. "Impossible," she whispered, her voice breaking. "For generations, my elders tried to open it. They brought fire, tools, even machines, but nothing worked. And now, you, a human, with a single touch." She cut herself off, her eyes wide with disbelief. The man stood frozen for a moment, his heart pounding, then turned toward her. "Maybe it was waiting for me," he said quietly, though even he was unsure of the meaning. Together, they stepped forward, the girl trembling with fear while the human walked with hesitant determination. Inside, the air was cool, dry, and touched by time. The walls glowed faintly, covered in strange symbols, shifting patterns that moved as if alive. The girl brushed her fingers against the wall, pulling back instantly. "It is not stone," she whispered. "It is alive, or something close to it." The humans stared deeper into the corridor, shadows stretching endlessly. Each step echoed like thunder in the silence, their footsteps swallowed by the vastness of the place. The deeper they walked, the more the pyramid revealed its secrets. Chambers opened with glowing crystals, corridors bent in impossible angles, and ceilings reached higher than any temple. The girl's voice trembled. "Not even our bravest dared come this far. I should not be here." Yet she followed, drawn by the strange certainty in the human steps. It was as if he belonged, as if the pyramid itself guided him forward. Then the ground shook again, and from the shadows ahead came movement. Figures emerged, towering constructs of stone and light, their bodies shaped like warriors, their eyes burning with cold fire. The alien girl froze, fear flooding her veins. "They are the guardians," she whispered. "They kill all who dare enter." The machines raised weapons of glowing crystal, their steps heavy, the chamber filling with their presence. The girl grabbed the human's arm, her voice sharp with terror. "Run, we must run. They will not spare us." But the human did not move. He stood tall, staring at the guardians with steady eyes. The constructs advanced, weapons crackling with power. Then, without warning, they stopped. Their eyes shifted from blazing red to a calm blue. Slowly, they lowered their weapons, their massive forms bowing their heads. The girl's mouth fell open, her heart pounding in disbelief. They are bowing," she whispered, her voice shaking. "They have never bowed to anyone, not even our kings." The guardians knelt in perfect silence, their glowing eyes locked on the human. It was not hatred, not attack, but recognition. As if they had been waiting, not for her people, but for him. The man swallowed hard, his mind racing. Why would ancient machines treat him this way? Why would they bow to a human? A stranger in this world. The girl stepped closer, her eyes never leaving the sight. This pyramid, it was never ours, she said slowly, her voice trembling with realization. It was built for you. The human's breath caught, his heart heavy with both fear and wonder. The guardians remained kneeling, silent protectors awaiting his command. The alien girl looked at him with awe and dread. Her whisper echoed through the chamber. If this is true, then humanity is not a visitor here. It is the key. The guardians stepped aside, their massive frames glowing faintly as they cleared the path. The human and the alien girl walked deeper into the pyramid. The silence broken only by the hum of unseen energy. The air grew cooler, the walls brighter, and the sense of something ancient pressed against their skin like invisible weight. Finally, the corridor opened into a vast chamber, larger than any hall they had seen. At the center stood a glowing sphere of light, hovering above a pedestal of black stone. Around it, the walls were covered in shifting images, maps of stars, worlds, and civilizations long gone. The alien girl gasped, her eyes wide. This is a star map, she whispered. It shows systems I do not even know. Some dead, some forgotten. The human stepped closer, his hand reaching toward the sphere. The guardians lowered their heads once more, as if granting him permission. The alien girl grabbed his arm, her voice sharp with fear. Wait, what if it destroys you? The human looked at her calmly, his voice steady. Or what if it is waiting for me? His fingers touched the glowing sphere, and instantly the chamber erupted with light. Images spilled into the air, galaxies spinning, alien species rising and falling. Wars fought and empires crumbling. The alien girl shielded her eyes, her heart racing. The human stood firm, the visions pouring directly into his mind. He saw builders from another age, beings of light who shaped stars and carved pyramids across countless worlds. They spoke without words, their thoughts pressing into his own. You are the chosen key, they said. Humanity carries what others cannot: the will to survive, the fire to adapt. The sphere dimmed slightly, and in its place, a console rose from the stone floor, pulsing with power. The alien girl stared in awe, her voice barely a whisper. Only you can touch it. Only you can decide. The human looked down at the console, lines of glowing symbols waiting for his hand. He felt the weight of the galaxy pressing upon him, a choice no one else could make. The alien girl's voice trembled. If you open it fully, you may unleash forces we cannot control, maybe even call things that should remain forgotten. Her eyes pleaded with him, torn between fear and hope. Maybe it is better left sealed. The human breathed deeply, his hand hovering over the console. He thought of his kind, fragile, yet stubborn, small yet defiant. He whispered, if we were chosen, it was not to hide. He pressed his hand to the console, and the chamber exploded with light. The pyramid shook as ancient machinery roared back to life. The walls unfolded, revealing more maps, more knowledge than any civilization had ever held. Above them, the tip of the pyramid split open, sending a beam of white energy into the sky. It pierced the clouds, raced through the stars, a signal cast across the galaxy. The alien girl fell to her knees, her voice breaking. You have awakened it. The human stood tall, his body glowing faintly in the storm of light. I only opened the door, he said. What comes through will decide the rest. The guardians knelt again, their glowing eyes locked on him with reverence. The girl stared at the human with awe, tears glimmering in her eyes. All my life I believed my people were the chosen keepers of this place, she whispered. But it was you. It was always you. The light slowly dimmed, the chamber settling into a calm hum. But outside, far beyond their world, signals raced toward distant stars. Somewhere, others would see the beacon. Others would answer. The human felt a chill run through him, not of fear, but of destiny. He knew the galaxy would never be the same again. The alien girl rose, her voice soft but filled with conviction. Humans are not weak, not lost. You are the key to everything. She bowed her head, her shimmering hair falling over her face. And I was a fool to ever think otherwise. The human placed a hand on her shoulder, his voice calm. No, you were brave enough to guide me. Here, he looked at the glowing sphere, still pulsing with life. This pyramid was not waiting for humanity's strength. He said slowly, it was waiting for our will. The one thing no machine, no empire, no star can control. The girl lifted her eyes, staring at him with wonder. For the first time, she saw not a fragile creature, not an outsider, but a force her people could never become, a species that carried chaos and fire in equal measure. And that was why the galaxy feared them, and why the galaxy needed them. The beam of light still stretched into the stars, a silent call across the void. The human knew it would bring answers, perhaps even enemies. But he did not flinch, for he carried something no alien pyramid, no ancient machine, no galactic empire could ever measure: the will of humanity. The alien girl whispered the final words, her voice trembling with respect and fear. You opened the door, and now the galaxy will learn what it means to face humanity.